This is a great section for all of you out there who've actually done this before. And I know and I hear it every single day. You open up that tax tab and you're just like, whoa, what is going on? This is not right. All these capital gains, I didn't make this much money. 50,000, 700,000, 1.8 million. People are like, whoa, I didn't do this. And I get it all the time. But please watch this and watch how we fix it. I've done hundreds of these calculations and I really see these two errors all the time. And it happens almost every single time that I import any sort of transactions. I see these two errors. So I'm going to explain to you which ones they are and how to fix them. If it's your first time, just follow along and look for these. So if you're going to use Coinly, Zenledger, whatever, look for these types of transactions because I promise you there will be some on there for the most part. And this is really how you fix it. So let's get right into it. And I'm just going to show you again why I like Coinly versus other softwares. Right away, it tells you the profit on your transactions versus when you go to Zenledger. Okay, let's go to the transactions. It codes them, but I don't know if I made money on them or not. I don't know. So I'm going to give you a solution for both of these. For any of the softwares that are like this, I want you to go to the taxes tab, and you may have to buy the software in order to get this, but this form 8949, I want you to view it, okay? And I already pulled it up. This is the 8949, and this shows every single transaction. You attach this to a tax return as a document, and then you on the Schedule D, you do the results. So I'm going to show you one transaction in particular that you really need to look at. Let's go to the first page. And if you look here, this trade for ETH, okay, it was sold $1,900 in proceeds. The sales price are proceeds, okay? When you get a 1099K from an exchange, it's going to add up all those proceeds, and that's what's going to be on that 1099K. So the 1099K should match this for each exchange. You should be able to go and say, okay, you sold 200,000 on Coinbase, and that is all the proceeds added up. So that's just a little quick tip for you to know if you did get a 1099K from an exchange. So what do I see here? This is important. I see a zero cost basis. What I paid for it, what I paid for this ETH that I sold for $1,900, and that since it's a zero cost, which is incorrect, I paid 100% capital gains on this amount. That is not good. So I need to go to this date where I sold it and adjust this transaction from 10/26. Now, how do you adjust? So let me show you this. It's very, very simple. So here we have missing purchase history. So missing purchase history, I can go for manual, sorry, not manual. I can go to warnings, I can go to missing cost, and it'll come up, missing purchase history. Now, if you see here, this is the purchase histories that are missed. But I can go right to this, and I already edited this because this wasn't like this. This was $5,000. So I'm going to move it back, change. So if you look and you saw here, this originally was $5,000 here. This was exactly the same. Okay, this was here. If I save it, this is exactly what the transaction looked like. This was $5,000 with a $76 cost basis. Now, that's incorrect, okay? I didn't pay $76 for that only. I paid a lot more. Actually lost money on this transaction. So to just break even on it, I'm going to edit it, all right? So the way you edit it is you come into here, push edit. Now, once this calculates, I'm going to wait till it calculates just so you can see it, okay? So we're going to come back to this one because I want to go back so you actually see what happened here. And let's go to the second error that I see, okay? The second error I see is when you send an asset somewhere. Now, let's take a step back. When you send money, when you send crypto to someone, there's a taxable event. If it's internal, it's not a taxable event. So when I send ETH to my MetaMask to buy an NFT, but I don't attach the MetaMask to here, so there's no connection, the computer thinks that I sent it to either a friend, that I purchased something with it, or I purchased a service. So a product, service, or I sent it to a friend. All three of those are taxable events. For example, this globe here that you see, that is an unconnected account. So this OMI that I bought for $5 resulted in a $1,200 profit that is incorrectly categorized. This went to a cold storage wallet. Now, since I didn't connect the cold storage wallet, edit, I can go to, it's not a withdrawal, it's a transfer coins to own wallet. I can select the wallet, all right? If it's not here, I'll either sync it or I'll go to wallets, add, ledger, create without data, go back, sort by highest gains, send. Okay, so now I'm going to edit this transaction again. Okay, we're going to transfer coins to own wallet. This is an internal transfer. I should not be paying capital gains on this. That's $1,200 less that in capital gains that is going to go on my tax return by fixing this. And there's a lot of people with more zeros attached to this, and that results in thousands and thousands of dollars in taxes you should not be paying. This is a big error across the board for all tax softwares, not just Coinly, not just Zenledger, everything. So this is exactly how you fix it. You're going to change the transaction to transfer to own wallet. You're going to go to the ledger. You're going to go to OMI coin, because this is what it is. And you're going to match the number or add a description. This transaction was incorrectly transaction was an internal transfer and resulted in incorrect capital gains. Save. Now, let's go back to the missing rates. Missing cost. Perfect. So this was how the original transaction looked like. Now, to edit this, okay, we really got to work backwards. It's kind of weird, right? So we're working backwards. We're just going to adjust how much we received for this, okay? If I lost money on this transaction, right? If I paid $6,000 for it, why don't I go here, okay? And on a $76 cost basis, I received, $0. Let's say 1 penny. Oh, I should have added a little description on that. Let me edit that, right? The cost basis for OMI was incorrect, and we made a manual adjustment to correct this issue. Save. Now this is going to adjust, and I will, from a $76 cost basis, once this finishes, I will have lost the money. And now I corrected the issue. These are two problems that I always see on almost every single calculation. Now, this is only several. Some people have hundreds of calculations that are wrong. And we have to go in one by one and correct this. So that's why this is such a heavy project. Now, if you go and you want to pay someone for this, then they will charge you a lot of money. Expert review, $24.99. So this is not a cheap fix. If you spend the time, you can do it. I promise you. I promise you. It just takes a little bit of patience. It takes a little bit of time. And with a little help just like this, you can go into these transactions and fix them. I have the faith in you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us.